get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans, by fans, with your hosts, Jesse Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the world's worst podcast host. But you know what I'm not? I'm not the world's worst fucking kicker. And I don't know why we always seem to be able to find them, including once they're good, and then they turn into this overnight. You know what? I'm on the wrong side of the goddamn show. That makes everything fucked up right there. And everything's fucked up from the outset. You know, let me let Andy Burrows in here. Hold on a second. Welcome to Andy Burrows, all the way from London, UK. And, of course, welcome to our good friend Jesse, who's left the stadium before all the fireworks happened. And down over there is Scott Hartley, for our friend from Barrow First UK. Down below, that's on Max on the bottom over there. We're waiting on Scouse if he's deciding to come in or not. I don't know. I think he's got to get a fisheye lens to get that head in there. But, yeah, you know, I don't want to hear anybody tell me. Tim Meek, don't even start with me about, he was fine all the way up until today. Bring back Zane Gonzalez. You don't lose a game against the Cowboys. Jesse, what do you think?
No, it was a total shit show. Knew we were going to lose this game from the second quarter on. It was fucking pathetic. You give up 2 special teams touchdowns? Are you fucking shitting me? Come the fuck on.
You give up 2 kickoff returns in the last, freaking 20 seconds of the game.
And then the worst of it all is actually kicking the field goal to tie it when you have all the momentum. You go for 2, especially when your kickers already missed kicks that same game.
Yeah. I just knew he was going to miss. Scotty, what about you? What did you think?
I mean, what do you say? We were absolutely terrible all game, and then I thought we pulled it out of the bag at the end to take it to overtime, and we miss a kick. It's just... it's unforgivable to lose a game when these are on a 5-game skid and have been pretty terrible. And we just couldn't get anything going on offense at all today. And that was the problem.
All right, so I guess that means it's Max's turn. Max, what did you think of the fucking football game today?
It was very bad for 3.5 quarters, and then it got a little exciting.
Okay, well, that was very nice. Andy Burrows, do you have anything with some actual color to it that you could add to what you thought about the football game today?
It's Washington. It's what we do.
Yeah. You know, I had said, well, for one, all of us picked a well over double-digit win. I mean, well, maybe not triple-digit win, but we were kind of edging in that direction. And didn't you just feel it in the bottom of your heart? Scout said it all week, you know, this is family business, blah, 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 whatever, you know. But you just felt it, man, especially the way the game started off. We just weren't firing on all cylinders. We weren't firing on any fucking cylinders. And you just knew that somehow they were going to luck into some bullshit. They get that fucking field goal at the end of the half, and you just knew it. Am I wrong? Anybody feel otherwise?
We haven't been firing on all cylinders for 3 fucking games now.
Very good for saying that. That was probably not very easy. And you're right. And actually... since the Bears game, can you say? Scotty, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd say we've been terrible. I think it's down to a lot of factors. Jaden's been poor. He had a very bad game until the last 4 minutes.
Yeah,
it was pretty awful. I wouldn't say that Terry was completely locked up. Receivers dropping passes as per usual the last 2 games. Defensively played quite well, and then you're like, what the hell's happened here? It just feel from the off when you watched it, you thought this does not look the same team. Couldn't get anything going at all. The amount of times we were 3 and out, we were playing draw plays, we were doing stupid fucking 4-yard run plays and getting nowhere. There's lots of questions to be had here.
Yeah, Kim says the penalties were ridiculous, and I agree. I mean, you know, we knew that crew was going to throw a lot of flags, but the fact, how many goddamn illegal formations can you have? And Max, you said, it's a point of emphasis. I fucking hate that. If it's a point of emphasis, call it every goddamn game, everywhere, all the time. Yeah, that's the way I say about it.
They do.
Max, what's up with the fucking quarterback? What's going on?
Is it the cold? Is he still hurt? I mean, is it that he's just not getting the right concepts? I mean, right now it's really hard to say just because we don't know exactly what it is, but something's going on. He's lost his accuracy. He's lost his touch. He kind of looks like he's confused out there for 2 quarters, and then he can finally settle into the game in the second half.
Andy, what do you think? What's up with Daniels?
I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, I think he's still injured, but I think he's not quite injured enough to take him out. I just don't know it. I mean, we can sit here until the cows come home.
If the cows do come home, them walking down the street, I won't be able to hear them over you.
I don't know, John, to be honest, mate. I think he might still be carrying a little bit of an injury, but that's just me making a bullshit excuse, really. I mean,
Jesse, what do you think? Is that an excuse?
The play calling was.
Yeah, you can tell, and I mentioned it at the first fucking quarter. He still looks timid in the pocket. His feet are all over the place. He's not setting them, and he's inaccurate, man. And it wasn't really cold out there today.
No,
16 degrees.
They didn't have him wrapped or anything like that. He wasn't sitting under the coat or anything like that. And frankly, in looking at him throw the
he ran fine.
Yeah, he ran fine, and I thought that he threw the ball. I mean, he didn't throw it well, but he didn't throw it like he was hurt. He just threw. He was very inaccurate. And the drops, and a fumble by the tight end. Really, it's getting old. I mean, Noah Brown, I guess, made up for it with a couple of catches later on. But Scotty, how much of a freaking deflator when you're an offense trying to get on track is something like your guys just aren't catching the goddamn ball when you throw it right in their face? I agree. He makes a great point.
I'm saying it's been typical. It's been typical for the last 3 games that Jaden is putting the balls in between the numbers, or I mean, so who got hit in the face? Who got hit in the
Brown?
It's just, I mean, you've got to catch the ball. You've got to catch the ball. That's what they get paid to do, and they couldn't do it today. It just something was off all game.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you because of Jesse running his Uber service. What? All right, so anyway, Max, coming right down to you. The running game, where did it go? What happened to it? It looked like it was on track early, then it looked like B-Rob got hurt, and then...
The biggest thing for me about the run game is just we got no push. We weren't able to... And we were running these draw plays, which Dallas was behind. Nichols was able to run when the Dallas was trying to defend the pass.
Right.
But when we're running these draw plays that are just hideously designed, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And
so, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
B-Rob being hurt, it's probably a sprained ankle.
He came back though.
He did, and then it's pain management at that point in time. And if you can't run in that second half, we didn't really run the ball in the second half. It didn't feel like, and when we did, it was poor. Our offense is stagnated entirely.
Yeah, it has. And there goes my card. Thanks to the Vikings, fuckers. The offense has really stagnated. So that begs a question. Andy Burrows, I'm going to come over to you. What's up with the offensive line? They're just getting beat to the punch. They got beat to the punch all day today.
Oh, dude, we need the bye week badly. They look absolutely done in. We need, I don't know what we need, Operation Reset. Yeah, the line just looks absolute garbage. You can't, there's no point, you can single every single person out on that line. I just think they look absolutely terrible. I know a few people made the comment on social media saying that, look, we need this bye to come and it's ridiculously late for us. But that's just me making bullshit excuses.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't good enough today, all round. I mean, I was trying to say earlier. I mean, the play calling today looked like it was like the first day of pre-season. It was like, let's do something basic. Let's just ease everyone back in. And I just got that impression, like Scotty and Max said a minute ago, something seemed off from like the word go. I don't know if we thought that we were just going to turn up and win, and that might, the offensive line definitely, they looked like they thought that. They just thought, we're going to have an easy day here. We don't really have to do much. And boy, did they got a wake up call. But I don't know. It's what we do. It's Washington, isn't it? We've got, I don't want to overreact, and I'm trying to remain as calm as possible because we are in a better position than we have been in the last few seasons. But in saying that, you've got the Titans coming into town next week. If we don't get anything out of that game now, I saw some idiots on Twitter today saying, "Oh, this team's a fraud," or that. Look, people like Josh Taylor, I think, it's Gloucester Courthouse. Stupid stuff on his fucking moustache. This team, they're not frauds. Remember, this is the same bunch of guys that everyone was licking their bum cracks about a month ago, saying how good they are and had their tongue up their asses and saying how great Kingsbury was and how great Dan Quinn was. So
well, they had been.
They had them all under the bus.
Well, I mean, they had been, and let's be frank about it. We needed a miracle to beat the Bears, and we needed a miracle to stay in this game, and we got one. So we're getting pretty good at the miracle thing. But all right, so I'll throw that to you, Jesse. It seems to me that what Andy said is true. They just showed up expecting to win. It looked like to me that the Cowboys were much more intense. They were much more geared towards winning the football game, I thought, from the outset. Did you feel the same way? Did the vibe in the stadium feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you saw it firsthand. I mean, the offensive line was getting blown off their assignments. Jaden was getting rushed. Jaden, and that is a domino effect right there.
Yeah.
So, they're just – I just feel like that 7-2 start was fool's gold, to be honest with you. I don't think we're as good, nearly as good as the 7-2. And it wouldn't surprise me if we don't win another game this season.
You said that last week.
So I think the Titans are going to come in here and shut us down. If they don't get their shit together, if they don't learn how to catch a fucking football or fucking block, we're done for, because that Titans defense is fucking good. The Dallas defense we just played isn't.
No, it's not, or at least it's not supposed to be. And yet somehow when they play us, it is. And where's my Jesse video? I guess we're in the wrong goddamn thing here. So here, we'll put this in, and because you said it, I'm going to have to go ahead and play it, because what would it be?
It's hopeless. We'll never make it. Never. We're done for.
Look, I got to say, I'm starting to agree in the fact that our season is severely in jeopardy. We were the seventh seed. Right?
Hey, I blame this on Max. He bet on this team yesterday and fucked it all up. Max, it's your fault.
You're right. It's all on me.
I think Quinn should go up to the podium and say, tell us.
I still can't. I mean, maybe we drank the Kool-Aid ourselves. We all predicted a double-digit win, but this team went into that game 11-point favorites.
Yeah,
and we absolutely shit the bed. There's no other way to say it.
Right.
We shit the bed, and then we got away with one at the end, and I thought, miracle plays again. Here we go. Terry's doing Terry things.
Right.
And you think to yourself, we've got there. And then we missed it was typical to miss the point, the extra point, because that just summed up our day. And then you think to yourself, oh, okay, there's potential for an onside kick here, and he runs in a fucking touchdown.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I've seen them do that to us before, as a matter of fact. That same exact thing, they did it to us. I think it was on Thanksgiving Day they did it to us. They're beating the shit out of us. But, yeah.
It was just shit from the start, John. From the start to the finish, it was poor.
No matter what way. Well, I mean, we can look at it and say, okay, well, they didn't have a bye week yet and all that sort of thing. And, okay, great. But they did have 10 days off.
Excuses.
Exactly. Yeah. I think they had 10 days off to prepare. And I really do think they looked past it. I think because they gave every one of the captaincies to former Cowboys. They looked at them and said, we're going to come in here and show you boys what you're missing. And I think they were cocky. They were a little out of their depth, man, and they got schwacked for it. Now, will they learn anything? Andy, you think they're going to learn anything from this?
They better. Jesus, if they don't, then we are in serious trouble. I mean, you can't learn after losing against this Cowboys team that haven't won in nearly 2 months. And like Scott said, I thought we had, miracled him again, and we got ourselves in a position to. Sinnott needs to be cut now. Cut him right now. He's not been on the team. I'm not even joking. Cut him, because if he makes the field goal during the extra point during the game,
right?
He's kicking for the game win. He's not kicking to tie it. He's kicking to win it. So cut that guy now. Get him gone.
You mean Siebert?
Yeah, Siebert.
Yeah, this
Cyborg.
is the
Siebert.
NFL. Cut him.
Silbert.
Yeah. Cut him.
Speaking of people that love kickers, welcome to Scouse down there in the corner. So what do you have to say about the football game today? Let me guess.
There's one word. It's already on the bottom of my screen.
Shite. Of course. Of course.
Yeah, man.
It's the vocabulary that we have you on here for, Scouts. That's for sure.
Of course. This is what it's all about, man. You bring me on for this type of
For some
spiel.
shite.
All
right,
Yeah,
so-
man. It's a fucking joke, man. Like,
Right.
honest to God, I mean, offense was god awful all the way through the whole game. And then all of a sudden, when they go 10 up at the end, we just let Jaden throw like that the fuck he wants to throw. And he looks like a totally different quarterback.
Well, they changed defense.
What is that
too.
about?
That's because they changed. They're in that prevent defense. Terry doesn't score that touchdown if they're not all back. I mean, he got it to split wide open so he could get through it. But nobody's rushing.
Jaden just looked like that. He could just like even before the Terry one, the other touchdown, the drive was so much better than the rest of the whole game, and it's just like, what is going on? So for me, that's play calling for me more than anything else.
Well, again, the defense is playing off at that point too. They're playing a little bit far back.
Definitely not
doing
play
some different
call.
things. Well, not
play
off, but they're not
calling, man.
They're not playing the same defense that they're playing in the first half. And that's why a lot of times you see these teams are able to, and people say it all the time. Well, why can they run a 2-minute offense? For the whole game because they don't defend it the same way.
That we tried to go downfield during the game.
No.
Well, we only went downfield once that I could count. They missed Terry by a mile.
Yeah,
Twice. The one.
They did twice.
They missed somebody else by a mile.
Who's that on them? Because
And Dave got mollywopped both times.
you just said to Scouts though, oh, that's not on play calling. Of course, it's on fucking play calling.
Sure. I would guarantee you.
Honest, man, and we didn't.
No, they didn't throw it downfield. Now, I tell you, when you say it's on play calling, there's deep routes on practically every freaking pass play that you call. And what I would say, I mean, they took a shot down there to Noah Brown, who I thought made a bad play on the ball. He's got one-on-one coverage down there, and granted, the coverage is good, but, dude, you got to undercut that fucking ball. You've got to get in front of that guy and take that ball. Instead, he keeps continuing down the outside and gets boxed out, and it's a nothing play. So,
I think that was a piss poor throw, to be honest with you.
It was right, but you still you've got a chance there. The ball is right there. They've got a chance.
There's
And
a
then
reason
you have
Noah
shit
Brown
like-
was available in September.
Yeah, but not to cause arguments between us all. It's a combination of everything. It's poor drops from receivers.
Oh,
it's
you suck. Fuck off.
No, it's true though. It's true though. It's poor drops from receivers. It's piss
Fumbles
poor
by tight ends.
Yeah, it's piss poor run game that couldn't get going at all. And play calling has an effect in this. You can't limit the play calling to the last 3 minutes of the game. It's stupid. Like Scouse says, you need to dial them plays up earlier in the game, if in the first and second quarter, and all of a sudden the Cowboys don't want to play. How many times in our chat, John, are you saying if you get a drive going here, the Cowboys look gassed? They look like they want to go home.
Every drive.
Well, yeah, in the first half, look, I mean, the Cowboys' offense was as sputtered as ours, and they had some bad luck on special teams. Right now, the fucking glass of milk that they have calling the game, Greg Olson, says things like, this is the worst special teams game I've ever seen. All right, well, you could call it that way, but when I see a fucking blocked kick and a blocked punt, I think that's pretty good special teams. Am I wrong about that? So the point being is, if we were able to go down and score on them and fucking start to put some goddamn foot on them, the Cowboys would have said, well, we're a bad football team and we're the Cowboys, and they'd have gone home. They'd have just packed it in, and we never were able to get anything going. We let them dictate through the whole fucking game how our offense should operate, and that's where I'm aggravated. Somebody else take it. Go ahead, Scouse.
Yeah,
You have to keep the defense honest.
Yeah.
You have to every game. You've got to do that.
Especially the Cowboys. They're a bunch of thieves and freaking rapists. I don't want to hear it.
And they've got no
Well, maybe
corners.
not rapists.
I mean, Diggs is out. You know what I mean? Like their main guys were out, and
Yeah.
then we made their guy came up from the practice squad look a fucking top draw corner.
Yeah.
The guy until he got burnt by Terry right at the end. But besides that, he looked really good. I'm like, wait a minute, we should be making these guys look bad, but we don't because we don't keep them honest. They're playing so much closer to the line of scrimmage, means that all our dink and dunk shit and all our little run plays, our little zone runs are all getting stopped at the line of scrimmage.
They didn't have a choice. Oh my goodness, they didn't have a choice.
What were you seeing?
The receivers had zero separation. They're all slow as fuck, including Terry.
How about
Okay.
that?
Oh my God, man!
Out of bounds. How about that? Just to fucking make them think, oh shit, I've got to be honest with the deep ball.
They did it twice.
Going,
Jaden got demolished twice. That's why they stopped throwing deep, because they couldn't do it no more, because the goddamn O-line couldn't fucking hold up.
They couldn't hold up. And to see what you started, Scott? God damn it. I just want to hear you say it one more time and say dink and dunk. Dink and dunk.
Who, me?
Dink and dunk. Look, their defensive line was whooping the shit out of our offensive line, which is supposed to be a strength of our team. Now, we saw Wiley go into the concussion tent, and we saw Biotish go into the concussion tent. So what's the prognosis on any of them? Does anybody know anything about
Wiley
that?
has one.
Wiley has a concussion?
Biotish,
Doesn't matter. He's not very bright.
But we have not seen anything regarding Biotish yet.
He came back in the game.
So then he does not have a concussion.
He might.
Did Wiley get that concussion by hitting Parsons' leg when he hit
Yes.
leg?
Well, I mean, because
fucking shit.
I mean, the thing with Biotish, he was down holding his head for 2 plays before he actually got put into the protocol. So we don't really know if that was the play. It could have been a contributing factor, but I mean, hey, we could say that Micah Parsons just has a really strong quad. That's about it.
Did Coleman come back in?
Yes, about 2 plays later.
Yeah, he needed his finger popped back in place. That's about it. And I mean, Allegretti is supposed to be the man for that.
That's happened a couple times. He's probably going to have to have surgery in the offseason to fix that.
Yeah. Well, he should just cut it off. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, that's true.
Just wear a club.
Stop him from holding. Yeah, just transform it. Put a mace on the end of his hand.
You don't need 5 fingers. Fuck it.
Yeah, you just hold if you got 5 fingers.
Maybe he's from Norfolk, Johnny. He's got 6 fingers, so it's okay. You can cut one off.
I have a question. Serious up. I know we don't want to say the name of the long snapper, but how many of the times that now the first kick that fucking Siebert blew, what do y'all golfers call it? He fucking hit the ball. He hit the ground first.
He
chunked it.
Or chunked it. Yeah.
He chunked it. All right. But then I saw 2 bad snaps. The ball that he hooked at the end, I don't think the bad snap had anything to do with it. I think Tressway got it up, but he hooked it. But I'm wondering if it just didn't throw off his concentration some. Anybody agree? Anybody else see that?
It could be a factor, but at the same time, it shouldn't even come down to it. We should have been on the offense.
That's true.
Bram in London was talking about that on the radio, and they saw the replay, and they said, no, Tress got it down.
Yeah, he did.
It was just a bad kick.
He just hooked it, which means Austin Siebert, you get your fucking ass out of town by the morning. You understand? We know where you live.
I genuinely think he will. I think he'll be gone.
Yeah, they don't seem to have much patience with kickers. And Zane Gonzalez, he's Mr. Perfect. Are we right?
Well, two games and he hasn't missed a kick. And then you bring your old kicker back in, and look, it's all gone horribly wrong.
Well, was he brought back prematurely? What do you think, Scouts? What do you think? You're the
knows?
kickers expert over there. You're the one that knows whether they're shite or not. Was he brought back early, too fast? Thank you, Scouts. Max, what do you think?
I don't really think he was brought back too early, just because majority
breaking up big time kind of shit.
Oh, really? Okay.
The majority of his kickoffs were fine. I think it's more just the pressure.
No, he almost kicked one out of bounds.
Because that's a play. Dallas did the same thing when they almost kicked it, when they missed theirs and we started at the 40. That is a play to cut off that entire side of the field.
I get it, but I think that when you have a kicker that's chunking the ball, don't you just not do that? I mean, just to get pulled over or something?
Maybe.
But he got hauled over by a cop.
It is a play to kick it into that corner, because if it hits and then bounces back, suddenly that whole aspect of the field is gone.
I get it.
With the Turpin kickoff return,
right?
You know this more than anybody. How often do you see when there's that one break in the, there's the timing thrown off, lanes get disrupted, and then the guy breaks it?
Jordan McGee.
Happens all the time when there's a mistake on special teams, and it's shitty to say, but it happens.
It happens. Now, I mean, granted, Revo got spun. He got spun around. But if McGee maintains his lane instead of trying to follow that ball inside like that, He stops him right there, right after the spin. It was McGee that got out of position there.
There was also a very obvious block in the back, but
this shit all the time. Shit. If you'd have seen on punts today, they were basically just tackling people. I think it was who's 92? Dorrance Armstrong came busting up the middle trying to block a kick, and they basically just the center just grabbed him and tackled him by the waist. And I'm thinking, and they don't care. And we did the same thing to their guys. All right.
If you watch.
So what kind of numbers do we have on this game? Who's got the numbers up? What kind of day did Jaden actually have? The interception is going to be counted against him, but all right, now Jesse, you said when that play happened that he should have never thrown the ball. All right, now have you seen a replay of it? Are you back?
You're breaking up.
He's on 95. 95 has no service.
Oh, I see. All right. So what do you think, Scotty? How did that play happen?
I thought when I watched it back on the replay, the only option he had was to throw it to Robinson, but it bounced out of Robinson's hands and into the Dallas defender. Mm-hmm. So it goes more on Robinson than it does on Jaden.
He should have thrown it in the ground, is what he should have done.
You can't blame it on Jaden, though, because that defender that intercepted the ball came from the backside.
He was the only one there.
And he stunted across the entire line. And when Jaden threw the ball away, he was 5 yards away from B-Rob.
Right.
Like, you can say that in hindsight, he should have thrown in the dirt, but in every aspect of the game, that's the right throw.
I agreed with you right off the bat at first because I thought that it looked like they had just blown the play up. But then when they pulled back and showed it, he does. He comes from the right end side, but he's the only. We had three blockers and him and B-Rob, and B-Rob just bobbled it right into his fucking hands, and then fought with him with it for about 15 yards down the field. Let him return it. So, do we have a man of the match today? Is there anybody that we could give it to say they had a good game?
Frankie Louvu.
No.
Frankie
Louvu.
Jeremy Chin.
Okay, so did Chin get beat on the deep shot where we needed to hold him back, and they hit?
Jeremy Chin missed the cover too. So yes, he had that. But aside from that, he didn't have a single.
I'm not having an aside from that. Louvu's man of the match. That's it. Simples.
Well, Scott has had his fucking fill of your shit today, Max, and that's all.
No, you can't be going. Oh well, he's man of the match, and yet he's given up a cover two to a fucking tight end for a touchdown. It's ridiculous.
I understand that. I'm just saying that.
Yes.
Given the context of the game.
No, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
If you make a mistake, that doesn't disqualify you. But Louvu probably played the best game out of everybody.
Yeah. The blocks, the blocks from the passes. Was it 3 he got in the end?
We had a couple of passes.
He had 3 pass deflections, a tackle for loss, and 8 tackles.
There you go. But the other thing I was going to say is what did we do on sacks? Because I can't even remember.
I don't think we got him.
We had
apart from the one where Rush went down himself.
That was it. And it went to Deron Payne.
For touching him. All right, so Andy, has Deron Payne ever touched you?
He's feeling pain. He's feeling pain now. like Jesse is thinking.
Would you go down if Deron Payne touched you?
Jesse spent his rent money on the tickets, and he's now regretting every decision possible.
All right. So now we're 7-5. I haven't even looked yet. I know the Vikings won, but I'm not.
We're going to be the 7th seed by the end of this week, regardless. Just because we've played 12 games as opposed to 11.
Okay.
We will have a half game on, regardless of what happens tonight, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers at most can be 6-5.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give a man of the match golf clap to Terry, not just for the big, long touchdown, but there was a play earlier than that it wasn't too – I think there was a fumble that he recovered.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
It was Eckler.
He wasn't quitting, man, and it's a good thing he didn't. So I'll give him a little pat on the back there for that. So has anybody got anything they want to wrap up with? Jesse, you got something you want to rant about?
No. The game sucks. Fuck all.
Fuck all, indeed. So
I thought you might give man of the match to fucking Kings, maybe, the way you're going on.
That was just a man of the match.
All right, so you like Kingsbury? Is that what I'm hearing, Scouts?
Yeah. I like it when I slap him in the face.
Well,
that's what I like him.
No, I don't know if you'd want to do that. He's got those cool sunglasses and shit. They're not going to put up with that. So
I'm not going to put up with his shit. I'm not going to put up with his shit play calling either. So
what was wrong with the play calling?
So.
What was it? I mean, what?
Nothing fucking wrong with play calling.
There was nothing really open.
Nothing wrong with it. Right. Yeah.
I think we can all agree it was both.
And I think they had pressure.
I'm not going to agree with that. I disagree. You fucking the shit. If players don't fucking execute, that isn't on the fucking coaching.
You're right, Jesse, but they're not running any run plays besides draws in the entire second half. Draw plays are designed for a give up. You're not running anything forward with your offensive line to run the ball.
Well, that's the whole idea.
When your top running back isn't fucking in the game, that's an issue.
He hasn't played for 5 games, and we didn't miss anything in that regard.
That's another thing as well.
We haven't won either. We haven't won.
That's horseshit.
As good as Robinson
I think we definitely miss him.
Durable.
It's only excuses when Jesse says they are, I guess.
Okay.
I think it's definitely that we miss Robinson. He's our number one back. When he's in the game, there does make a difference. And I don't know if I'm going to call him soft. I mean, dude, he got fucking wrapped up today, man. That was a pretty bad. I think any running back's going to miss a little bit of time for that.
No, but think though, it's a knee, it's an ankle, it's fucking something else, and then all of a sudden he gets hurt again. Now again, that wasn't his fault, but it's like he gets hurt all the time.
That's right.
Every week he's got something going on. No, but it's not all running backs because other guys are available all the time. Mm-hmm. Durability is a thing, and he isn't durable.
Okay. So would you recommend some Pilates or something like that?
Well, no, I don't know.
No. What about some Kegel exercises?
He's probably doing that. He's probably doing that anyway. You know what I mean?
You'd think he should. I would think so. All right, I'm pretty much out of things to talk about for the game for right now until I go ahead and watch it again. Unless we've got anything left that we want to say. I mean, we kind of run through what we think happened right off the bat. I think defensively they showed up, but they couldn't stop them. I mean, fucking Rico Dowdle looked to me like he was averaging almost 6 yards a carry most of the damn game.
They do what they do every fucking game. They show up until it matters, and then they don't. The defense.
Yeah. So Noah I got called for 2 penalties. I thought the first one was kind of, but the second one, man. Nah, the second one,
he got pulled into the receiver. Tolbert grabbed him by the hips and pulled him into him.
What are you going to do? They can haul that every time, especially down that close to the goal line. All right, then. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to I got to turn on the music here. I see everybody's here having a good time listening to us find a way to figure out how to talk about this fucking game that is so fucking frustrating.
Yep.
And I'm going to need a night to stew on it. Scott, what about you?
Probably going to need a night or 2 to stew on this, to be fair. I think by the time it gets to Wednesday, I'll be okay again.
Is that a Christmas tree I see back there?
Yes.
It is. Well, aren't you festive? Where's yours, Scouse?
You're one of them ones that put a Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving. You should go to jail.
They don't. You guys don't have Thanksgiving, right? A bunch of ungrateful bastards, aren't you?
Still use it.
Yeah, they have fuck off day. I think that's what they have. Everybody
more importantly, before
that Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, more importantly, before we finish, what was Burrow's pizza like?
She is on the left.
Best part of the day.
Best part of the day. All right. Well, as always with a Commanders loss, it always feels like there's something there, some kernel of something there that you can gain something from. But not today. I thought that they just fucking laid a fucking turd today, and that sucks. Yeah. Even though in the score, it's going to show like they. If you didn't see the game, yeah, but they had, what was it, 41 points in the last 5 minutes or something like that? That's ridiculous. All right, then. So tomorrow evening at 5:30 p.m., we will have a much more focused and intelligent and on the spot.
Who are you kidding?
Oh, you're right. It's going to be the usual fucking blather between Jesse and myself and Scott and Max to talk about this here football game on the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. And, of course, on the bunker at 4 o'clock will be Andy and Jesse to talk about this podcast, which is good because that gives Andy a chance to fucking smooth over Jesse's wrinkles before he gets onto our show. And fucking he can melt down on yours. We can melt down on yours. So, and then Thursday afternoon, you'll get Scouse and Scotty over there. God damn it, I can't even remember your name right now, man. It's been a day. Scouse and Scott have the 1 Point Safety Show Thursday afternoons at 3 o'clock on the East Coast here, man. You'll watch that when your boss thinks you're working. And if you're working for the government, hey, you're probably off on Friday anyway. Oh, wait, Thursday's Thanksgiving.
Yeah. It is.
There you go. So we were all wondering what to do instead of watch the Giants and the Cowboys. Well, we got Scouse and Scott. There you go. Make it a Thanksgiving tradition around your household. Sit around your household and put them on and just play a rousing game of What the Fuck Did Scouts Just Say around the entire table. And until then, we will see everybody. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night. So until then, bye-bye.